my parents took me to an oral surgeon named Dr. Fratellone, who practices to this day in Lincroft, New Jersey. And yes, I did try to contact him before I filmed this video. Not only yesterday and a few days ago, but repeatedly over the course of the last more than 20 years. He looked at my mouth and he decided that he needed to put me under general anesthesia. So a few days later, I went to Riverview Medical Center, a hospital in Red Bank, New Jersey, and they put an IV in my arm, and they said it was going to make me fall asleep. And I immediately started having a seizure. The last thing I remember is the doctor saying, "Don't worry, you'll be okay. You're having a reaction to the anesthesia. We're going to give you another anesthesia to counteract the effects of the first anesthesia. And in a few seconds, you're going to fall asleep." I fell asleep. I woke up, and a lady in a woman's business suit, like short skirt, long jacket kind of thing, was standing there, and she said, "Adrienne, I have good news and bad news for you. The good news is that the surgery went well, and the bad news is that your face got burned." She held a mirror up to me, and I saw right here where I have this scar now, like a blackened, charred spot. Like, it looked like they had taken the material that the space shuttle was made out of, drilled a hole in it, put it over my face right here, and used a blowtorch to burn this area right here to a blackened char, while miraculously not damaging the flesh even like 1 millimeter away. Not only that, there were like burned marks all over my tongue, all over the inside of my mouth, and deep down into my throat that still hurt me when I swallow food to this day. I found out about this brand of toothbrush quite by accident, when my Instacart account suddenly mysteriously stopped working and I could no longer order groceries from Instacart. So I ordered groceries from Wildberries, a local organic grocery store. I asked them to send me a toothbrush, and they sent me this. It's apparently made of recycled material, and sales of this package support creative organizations making a positive difference. That's nice. I actually like it because of the angle of it. It makes it really easy to brush my back teeth. See, I'm brushing my back teeth. What I am not such a big fan of is the charcoal toothpaste they sent me. This brand that says it polishes and whitens your teeth. It does do that. However, of all of the toothpastes that I have tasted in my entire life, this tastes stronger of peppermint than like any other one I've ever tasted in my entire life. Not only did it make me almost vomit, feeling like I was overdosing on peppermint, but the smell of it made me almost like start gasping for breath. And even though I brushed my teeth with it at like 7 in the morning, my face is still like burning, like around my mouth from where the peppermint got on like pimples or a little cut I have by my mouth that's healing. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why my face looks fucked and how my face got fucked, because I am tired of reading comments on YouTube videos about important things that do not respond to the important things I said in those videos, but accuse me of being like a methamphetamine addict who burned my own face. So without further ado, I'm going to explain how my face got burned and who fucked my face, because it like wasn't me. And if you think that if I could have done something like this to my face by smoking meth, you are like really, really, really uneducated. So now I'm going to educate you. So, unfortunately, I cannot tell you this story without briefly telling you the backstory. The backstory is that, look at my bottom teeth. They look pretty crooked, don't they? They looked like that when I was a little kid. My front teeth, which now look pretty straight, were also pretty crooked. These teeth were kind of like jetting out. My front teeth were kind of getting jammed together. It looked kind of like horrible, but I didn't care. I literally didn't care. I thought my teeth looked cool. My parents had this friend whose teeth looked like that, who never had braces as a child. And when my parents said that I needed braces, I said, why? I like my teeth the way they are. I also said that I didn't want plastic surgery because I had recently seen the pictures of my mother before and after she had her nose job and wondered why she ever had it. I thought she looked better in the before picture than the after picture. Imagine my nose a little bit smaller. It might make me look a little bit more like a Barbie doll, but it would mess up the proportions of my face and stuff. Anyway, I'm not trying to criticize my parents in this video. I'm criticizing the doctors they took me to. So my teeth were crooked, and my parents took me to several orthodontists and got several different opinions about what needed to be done to straighten my teeth. One of these dentists or orthodontists had a really great idea. He wanted to break my jaw and expand it a little bit. He said that my wisdom teeth were going to grow in. And if my teeth that were already there didn't have enough room to be straight and were crooked, then when my wisdom teeth grew in, there really wasn't going to be enough room. So he wanted to break my jaw here and here, put spacers and make it expand out a little bit to give room for my teeth to straighten and my wisdom teeth to grow in. My parents were horrified. They got a second and a third opinion. They got an orthodontist who said, oh no, we don't have to do all of that. We can just give her braces. Got my teeth perfectly straight, which lasted for my life on the top and for a month on the bottom after years of braces. And then when I was 17 years old, I started experiencing excruciating pain and migraines. Come to find out that my wisdom teeth were growing in, directly above my top back teeth and directly below my bottom back teeth. And I needed to be put under anesthesia and have surgery to have them removed. So, my parents took me to an oral surgeon named Dr. Fratellone, who practices to this day in Lincroft, New Jersey. And yes, I did try to contact him before I filmed this video. Not only yesterday and a few days ago, but repeatedly over the course of the last more than 20 years.
What's up, Adrienne?
I'm filming a video. He looked at my mouth and he decided that he needed to put me under general anesthesia. So, a few days later, I went to Riverview Medical Center, a hospital in Red Bank, New Jersey, and they put an IV in my arm, and they said it was going to make me fall asleep, and I immediately started having a seizure. The last thing I remember is the doctor saying, don't worry, you'll be okay. You're having a reaction to the anesthesia. We're going to give you another anesthesia to counteract the effects of the first anesthesia, and in a few seconds, you're going to fall asleep. I fell asleep. I woke up, and a lady in a woman's business suit, short skirt, long jacket kind of thing, was standing there, and she said, Adrienne, I have good news and bad news for you. The good news is that the surgery went well, and the bad news is that your face got burned. She held a mirror up to me, and I saw right here where I have this scar, now, a blackened, charred spot. It looked like they had taken the material that the space shuttle was made out of, drilled a hole in it, put it over my face right here, and used a blowtorch to burn this area right here to a blackened char, while miraculously not damaging the flesh even like 1 millimeter away. Not only that, there were like burned marks all over my tongue, all over the inside of my mouth, and deep down into my throat that still hurt me when I swallow food to this day. They're like unexplainable. It looks like they had taken a spray bottle and sprayed some kind of caustic chemical down my throat. Like, I have no idea to this day how this happened to me. And the reason that I have no idea to this day how this happened to me is what I am now going to explain in this video. Because what I want is not money. I gave up on getting that a long time ago. What I want is an explanation. I want Dr. Fratelloni, or one of the other people that was in that operating room, to explain to me in detail exactly how you did this to my face. Because to this day, every doctor and every dentist and even plastic surgeons who have looked at my face cannot explain it. Yes, certain types of dental drills have been known to set on fire and burn patients' faces. But what happened to me is like so bizarre that it seems to not be able to be explained by science. So I want to know how. There seemed to have been like something equivalent to like a raging fire right here on my lip, without the rest of my face being like burned up in said fire. And what caused all those little like burns like all over my tongue and the inside of my cheeks and down my throat that makes me like not able to swallow like al dente noodles to this day without like gagging and choking and almost vomiting for hours. That is what I want. A simple explanation. So after this happened, you would think that they would have rushed me to the ER to be treated by a burn specialist. No, they didn't do that. They sent me home with a cream that was meant for first-degree burns, told me to put it all over my lip, and told me to go back to Dr. Fratelloni to check on the status of how well my mouth was healing from my surgery. Like checking inside my mouth to make sure the incisions that he made to remove my wisdom teeth were healing correctly, and also checking my burned lip to make sure that the burn was healing correctly. At one point I went into my parents' bathroom, not my own bathroom, but the bathroom in their master bedroom at like 2 a.m. and while cringing and almost biting my tongue, ripped off the scar to put the burn cream on the raw flesh underneath. Okay, people, it's like horrible. But what's more horrible is that it still like feels like it's burning all the time to this day. Like it literally feels like it's on fire. Anyone who's had a third-degree burn will understand what I'm talking about. It's like a constant torture from the second I wake up to the second I go to sleep. So I never got the proper treatment for this injury, but my parents did get the best lawyer they could afford. And the last time I went into Dr. Fratelloni's office, it was to angrily confront him when I was like 18, demanding to know why he had sent a letter to the lawyer saying that he had lost my medical records and that they were in his basement and that it was going to take months or years for him to find him. Fortunately, this really expensive lawyer was amazing. For like 10 years, he sent me and my parents letters saying that my case was in the courts and that I was expected to receive a $1 to $2 million settlement, and then unfortunately he vanished. For years I thought that either him or my parents had stolen my money, and then I looked it up and I found two horrible things out. One is he really did vanish in the middle of handling like a bunch of people's court cases, and a bunch of people had to hire other lawyers after already having paid him or just couldn't afford to do so, so just like lost out on the settlements they were supposed to get. And the second thing I found out that was horrible was that there was no record that he had ever filed anything about my case, like ever. Like he sent us letters for 10 years saying he was filing something and my case was in the courts, and he was just lying the whole time and scamming my parents out of money. This is why at this point I have completely given up on getting any money to be compensated for what happened to me. I have completely given up on ever getting any kind of reconstructive surgery to fix my face, which, by the way, is a very different thing from plastic surgery, in case you didn't realize that. And all I want is either Dr. Fratelloni or somebody else who was in that operating room to explain to me in detail how you set my face on fire and why, for more than 20 years, I have been living not only with a disfigured face, but with a painful burning spot on my face and an inability to swallow food, as well as normal humans are able to do. Can you explain this to me? I'm going to post this on your Facebook page and tweet it to you on Twitter. I might even call you on the phone. I swear to God I won't sue you, no matter what you tell me. Even if you told me that you were smoking a cigar with Dahlia in the operating room and you accidentally dropped it on my face and Dahlia fell over on it while you were fucking her and pressed it into my face until it was up in flames. Like, I literally don't care what you tell me, as long as the truth. Okay? Tell me the truth. That's it. That's all. I want the truth. I want to know. By people.